there's got to be like an Adam's Apple modeling agency or a butt. There's got to be butt doubles. For sure, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like if a actor or whatever doesn't want to show some kind of nudity or part, they have like models and they have their parts lined up and then they just try and match the closest. Like that's Natalie Portman's shoulders and tits. Let's get them in here.
Natalie Portman's great band name, by the way.
Natalie
Portman's Shoulders and Tits. It's a little long, but
it's good.
I'd go see them if they were at the Roxy.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
Hey guys, Adam Ray here. Welcome back to the About Last Night podcast. If you're new to the show, subscribe right here. Thank you for coming by. Tell a friend, a lover, an ex, or a hater in your life to subscribe to the podcast. And if you have seen the show before, good to see you again. Thanks for coming back. Today's episode is a doozy. We got the very funny Katherine Blanford. You know her from The Tonight Show, Netflix, her podcast, Cheaties. She's hilarious. We did some arena shows with Bert Kreischer together. I first met her in Lexington, Kentucky. She is hilarious. You'll love her. This episode is one of my faves. Follow her on all the social medias. We'll put them right there. Follow me at Adam Ray Comedy on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and, of course, subscribe to the Adam Ray YouTube channel where you can get Dr. Phil Live episodes like the new one that's coming out on Wednesday, January 31st with Whitney Cummings and Nikki Glazer. Cannot wait for you guys to see it. It was so fun to make. A wild night at the store, and that'll be up on my YouTube channel on Wednesday, January 31st. The Bill Burr show is sold out February 6th at the Comedy Store, but we have a March 5th, April 2nd date coming up. Guests will be announced soon. Stay tuned for that. Tour dates this week. I'm coming home to Seattle, baby. I've got a show in Chehalis, Washington on Friday, February 2nd at McFiler's Theater, and then Saturday, big show, Renton, Washington at the Carco Theater. Saturday, February 3rd. Renton, Washington. All those tickets at AdamRayComedy.com. Next week, I'm in Vegas for the Super Bowl and to do the Tropicana. There's a Laugh Factory at the Tropicana. I'll be there February 8th through the 11th. And then February 16th and 17th, I'll be at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston, Texas, followed by Hyenas in Dallas, February 23rd and 24th. And then, man, the hits just keep on coming. I'm hitting some road dates and arenas with Bert Kreischer, March 14th through the 17th. Eugene, Oregon. I will be at Olson's Comedy Club, a new club in Eugene, Oregon, March 28th through the 30th. And then Royal Oak Comedy Castle in Detroit, March 4th through the 6th. Comedy Works downtown Denver, April 18th through the 20th. And, man, it's just a lot of road dates, a lot of stuff coming up. Tickets at AdamRayComedy.com for all those dates. Hope you guys are having a great start to the week. If you haven't watched my documentary, Doug, also on the YouTube channel, check that out. Inspiring, bonkers story. Super proud of it. My first doc that I directed. And I hope you check that out. Spread it. Spread the good word. It's a feel-good, inspiring story that tugs at the heartstrings. I think that's it. Hope you guys are having a great start to the new year. This episode is a banger. We got more good ones coming up. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and stay clean. All right. Enjoy the episode.
Remember the S you drew?
Sorry.
In
As a
grade
kid?
School? Remember
Yeah.
three lines, dash, dash. Okay. Triangle, triangle.
Thanks, brother. Wait, here, pull that towards your face.
Sorry.
Go ahead again. Do I have what? Wait, what? Do I remember drawing the S as a kid?
Do you remember the S? You would draw line, triangle, triangle.
That was
S
like the
that
way.
everybody drew?
Who taught you that? I just went like, somebody was like, draw like the perfect woman or something. Or my teacher was a pervert. No, it was.
Like the fancy S. It was 3 lines and then 3 lines below it. And then you would dash. I don't know. It like all the girls would doodle that in their notebooks. And that's what this looks like. So I was thought this was a woman's team.
Oh, yeah. No, very much a man's. It does. I mean, although the penmanship of it, it's the Kraken. So it's a sea serpent is what a Kraken is, I guess.
Yeah, I saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's your fave?
I think
There's no wrong answer.
I only really remember the first one, think the other ones, I think I was older and I would watch it.
Yeah.
Does everyone want to come to my house to watch a movie night?
Yeah.
And then we'd play it, and then we'd be drunk, making out.
Cool.
So I never really.
Wait, you were Netflix and chilling, but with like groups?
Yeah, because
were they designated, assigned, organized makeout parties, or were these parties I've heard about now from like my friends' kids' friends, where it's like a finger fuck party, like, and they're like middle school, high school.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were doing.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
You were doing that, but making out.
Yeah, making out, and then it was always like, and everybody was paired off, but then you'd have like the first friend that could drive, but they were never.
That person
never had anybody, but they were the only person.
The person
that could
who
drive.
drove couldn't get laid.
Yeah, because it was always like the oldest one that got held back, so already they have social like awkwardness. But you needed them to drive, or they were like a year older, but they didn't have any friends, so
they were like an Uber driver that you're like, can you just wait here for a minute, man, or like come, like, and then you don't even include them. Yeah. That sucks.
But I was that kid. I literally have a bit about it.
You drove and then or you just weren't concerned with getting action.
No, my friends were cooler than me, but I got looped in, and then they would hook up in my backseat while I drove.
What the fuck?
While I drove, so I would like have to like turn up the radio, and like sometimes they would hit my back of my seat.
No, wait, no, we're not talking full penny, are we? Like,
yeah, I think one time, my friend, there was somebody else in the front seat, so we were like talking.
They boned in the front seat while you were driving?
No, there was an extra person in the front seat.
Who was also a part of the situation? Like, this guy was like, someone was on him, and then he was like pushing his hand in the front seat too?
No, God, you're really, no.
I swear to God, I'm trying to listen. I'm going to put the bag down.
So, okay, there was a couple in the back seat that were going hee-haw, having a hootin' time.
Yeah.
And then it was me
That's
and
so
just a
Kentucky of
friend, just a companion, just a friendly companion.
So you guys would share a lot of these looks, right?
We go. We go. What's your favorite Hot Pocket?
To drown out the orgasm sounds.
Yeah, but I mean, it was high school, so it's not like.
Yeah, it was
a lot of sounds.
Pretty quick. Not a lot of sounds.
Yeah.
If anything, it's I'm sorry.
Right.
From the guy.
Yeah,
and then what does she say?
She was. Did it happen?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
With my girlfriend at the time, I think we were both kind of like, did we do it? Mm-hmm. It's almost like putting together your first puzzle or table. You're like, it feels finished, but 9 pieces are on the ground.
9 pieces are on the ground, and you're like, it kind of.
Were we supposed to take our pants off? Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I've said this before, and people take it the wrong way, but I'm like, everyone had this experience. I'm like, I think maybe it was just for the girl. I'm like, it kind of hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially if you're not used to it, and it's definitely like the guy does not know what he's doing.
And the guy, especially the guy, thinks that he might be causing the pain. And fellas, you're not.
You're not.
I mean, well, actually, maybe some guys are, because I think there's always like a Teo Johnson or a Jesse Mose, R.I.P., was the first guy I knew was sexually active in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
And not that means he was sexually active because he was well endowed. He walked with the confidence of a guy that needed like to wear 2 pairs of pants just to keep it contained.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So, but whether I know that could be an urban legend or what he was actually rocking with, my point being, there were probably some guys out there that were like, at 15 and looked like a 35-year-old man below the belt.
Well, not even the size. Also, like, they don't know that there needs to be a conditioning beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so they're just, it's just sandpaper.
Oh, my God.
It's just sandpaper in a sewer, and it's bad. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, but nobody knows.
Nobody
the girls
knows.
don't even know.
Which is so fucking, maybe we need to go out of our way more as a society, and the school systems need to, I mean, look, it's almost like when the argument's made of like, I talk to my kids about sex and I give them condoms because I don't want them to do it on their own and not have all the info. But what you don't want to do as a parent is probably be like, look, wet it up a bit first.
Yes.
Because that's more awkward than here's a condom. But if you're giving them the condom, you might as well come with also, here's how you get a girl excited down there. Do some foreplay. Don't just fucking burst through the wall Kool-Aid style. Like, set the tone and set the scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an insane conversation to have, though. I'm just like...
Would you have that with your kids? Do you want kids?
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Would you have that convo?
Yeah, I think I would. My mom was like, we're getting you on birth control and everything before I was having sex. She assumed I was having sex. And
what was that, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's so dumb. But that joke has to be well placed.
I fucking wish. I wish it wasn't 14.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But also, not wrong of her to right. Like you're a charming gal at that age, right? You're fun. You're funny. Are you this version of Katherine Blanford now at 14?
Yeah,
Spunky.
I was awkward. Yeah, but more like awkward. More teenage boy than teenage girl.
Gotcha. More. Where'd you fall in between like Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Hanson?
God, that's the perfect description of me. Oh my God, that's the perfect description of me. I'm like the other Hanson brother.
If you guys were like in a lineup together,
I mean,
you're definitely, you have way more female qualities than those boys. But there's some pictures I've seen from the past where I'm like, I don't know.
I think I would be the fourth Hanson brother.
Cool.
Very sure. I'd be the.
Can you sing? We know what but that's halfway to bop, and that's all you need.
Mm-hmm. I can do. These are my two songs. Bop, and then I can do Britney Spears. Britney Spears stubs her toe in the shower. Britney Spears stubs her toe in the shower. Ow.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
That's really good. That's all you need.
Thank you. Would I talk to my kids? Yes, I would, and I would make it
fun.
I would make it fun, and I would make it as like little uncomfortable, as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Because then it takes the stigma away, and then you're like, you know what? Also, when you make it like cool or whatever, then they don't have as much of an urge to do it.
Isn't it interesting when people talk about their kids on stage, and if it's like if you can't come up with good material and you have kids, not that I feel like that's why to do it, but like what a bummer. Because it's also like a big part of your life, and I feel like when I see a comedian have a kid, I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to have material because that's such a big part of, and if we're doing this right, you are pulling from what's going on. But to have them be bad bits, man, what a waste.
All you have to do is repeat what your kids say.
I mean, truly.
And how awkward you feel about what they say.
Put them in situations where they shouldn't say what they said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And then just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and just make that shit up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So,
I thought about also having kids to
for the bit.
For the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've thought about being gay for the bit. No, I've thought about being gay for business.
Gay for business. Great memoir title. And it's a 10-step program of you trying to get people to either, join your pyramid scheme or be an entrepreneur or start an OnlyFans or something, but it's gay for business.
Gay for business. And
remember when gay meant happy? You're like, I could have called it this, but
yeah, jolly.
Yeah.
And then I have a recovery program, and that's people that are trying to stay gay for business, and then they drop out. Yeah. They're like, they relapse, they hooked up with a guy, and then you can come to my recovery program, and we get you back on track.
I'm fully on board with this.
Mm-hmm.
Gay for business.
Mm-hmm.
What about our business do you love? You've been doing stand-up how long now?
9 years.
Let's go. And when we met you, that was in Kentucky, Lexington.
Yeah.
And you're from not too far from there.
Louisville, 1 hour.
Let's go.
I know. That club is great.
Is that where you started?
No, I started in Atlanta.
Wow. All right.
I know.
Take me back to early days in Kentucky.
Okay.
So curious. I have never met someone from there. I had never been there. So it was grew up in Atlanta, but born in Kentucky.
No, this is so confusing. Grew up in Louisville.
Yes.
But parents very much country tobacco farming families.
Okay.
From all the countryness of Kentucky. So, like, Lexington was more where my family was from.
Gotcha.
And
but Kentucky is the roots of...
all Kentucky. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then college, South Carolina. Did a little stint in Florida. Sorry. We all need a little Florida pilgrimage.
We all have a little Florida in us.
It's just Jewish. What is the pilgrim? Is Israel, right?
Is our pilgrim... Wait, what?
Like the
is
pilgrim...
Hanukkah our Thanksgiving?
No,
what are you trying to ask?
Isn't there a birthright? The birthright is in Israel, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the birthright trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Catholics, the birthright trip is
New Orleans.
It's Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah. It should be New Orleans.
Yeah.
So stayed in Florida and then started comedy in Atlanta. So I've done all the Southeast.
When you're growing up in Kentucky, where do you get funny from? Where do you get a point of view? Do you have funny friends? I mean, it's not. I'm asking this like Kentucky. Do they even have Wi-Fi yet? But like, who is funny in your life? I guess. Are you the funny kid?
Yeah.
And then additional question: what would make you laugh about living in Kentucky that you now can look back on and go, "Oh, that was pretty bonkers."
Mm-hmm. The weirdest thing is that I had all brothers, and all my cousins were boys, pretty much. And my mom grew up with 4 brothers too, and then my dad was one of 10.
Wow.
It was like, all these like Catholic families that were like Catholic.
What does that mean? Like not pulling out.
No, not pulling out, but also like, I mean, like, you know, my mom, her and her brothers were waking up at 5 a.m. to go serve at church before school, and if they didn't, like, they get a whooping.
Serve people papers or serve food?
No, to go
serve the Christ.
Altar boys.
Oh, okay.
At church.
Serve cookies and
no, altar boys.
Oh.
Like
what is it? I don't know.
You don't know what altar boy is?
No, I do. They have a wand or something. What do they do?
There's a lot of jokes about them right now.
Oh, really? Well, I know that. Oh, they get.
No, they weren't. But like,
it's a who touched you? Is it?
That was that was the prey.
Fuck.
But not my uncles. But
right.
like very much like they were, you know, like my uncles would, you know, they were kids and they'd have to do the incense and they'd pass out and like
holy shit
from it and everything.
Collect dollars in the rows, right?
Yeah.
$5 for the church hats, $10 for the church robes.
Well, yeah, but this wasn't 1820s. What? They weren't newsies.
Extra, read all about it. Jesus Christ on his way back. Catholics believe in Jesus, right?
Yeah, that's kind of their guy.
Okay.
So it was like a big family, like just fighting for attention. What's up? I want to be a funny person. And then this is what
everyone wanted to be funny.
Everybody wanted to be funny. Everybody wanted to be and my mom was the big laugher, so we were all like,
cool.
Like
it's
trying
important
to make her laugh.
to have one figure, parent or sibling, that you want to like. I feel like every person who does comedy had somebody that they wanted to, you know, like I didn't have that with mom and sister because I wasn't really funny at home until way later. So it would be at school, but I always had a couple buddies that I was like, they're great laughers, but also I think they're funny.
Yeah, oh yeah, and you just wanted to.
Even though, they didn't want to do that. They just were.
Yeah.
They just were naturally funny, but you're like, oh, they're just on the engineering path or they're on whatever. But but you're like, if I make them laugh, that lets me know that I think I'm funny.
Yeah, it's like genuine.
Right? Yeah.
You're like, yes, 2 points there, 3 points there. He's really cool.
Yeah.
4 points. Yeah.
So that was mom.
Yeah, that was mom. And then, dude, this is gonna sound like so nerdy, but if I had kids, I would probably put them in the same situation. I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, and my brothers went to all boys, and all-girls Catholic high school, like, so all of a sudden, like, the cool kid in class or whatever, you wasn't the you know, hot one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't. It was even like if you went to school with makeup on, people would straight up be like, "Why do you have makeup on? Are you gay? Who are you trying to impress?" Like, so you had to look scruffy, you had to not shower, and then it was like whoever had the best personality. Those were the cool kids, because it was all girls. So you didn't like hold back because you wanted to impress the guy in school or whatever else. So it was like the weird, wacky ones, the loud ones, were always the funniest, and that's when I shined.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What was your way to get in and connect with people and make them laugh? Were you like a sniper with jokes from the back, or were you like physical bits?
I did that. I've done that Britney impression.
Yeah. Your whole life.
Every day since freshman year.
It
still kills. It kills harder now.
Yeah.
I think it was, I was probably just, the loudest and the most. I was very eager in school too, though. Like I was like, call on me. I know every answer too.
Cool.
Even if it was like dumb, and then I'd get a laugh. So I don't know. I was just, dude, I'm telling you though, like
everybody was an audience.
Everybody was an audience, but I am such an advocate for same-sex high schools, because I don't know, it was so fun, and I got to like everybody's personalities got to be encouraged without like being diminished to
cater to somebody,
feel smaller. For maybe it's more beneficial for women than boys at that age, but it was like I feel
like you found out who you were quicker and owned it and didn't have
very much. I definitely, and then I went to school in South Carolina, I went to college, which was very like the very southern tropes were everywhere. The girls would wear puffy little sleeve shirts and nice little denim skirts to class. That was when I was like, why am I not wearing sweatpants?
Yeah.
And I didn't. I was the black sheep in college because I wasn't prim and proper like all the other Southern girls were. But I sure as hell had 10 times more personality than everyone else.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that because like, what is it about like just high school is such a formative time where you just don't know that you don't need to care about the shit you're caring about. Yeah. So it's like whether it's guy girl stuff that you're like and crushes and now social media, like I'm seeing my twin nieces are freshmen in high school, like and by the way I asked them, I was like, do you guys have drama in school? Trying to encourage like the arts with them because they were always goofy growing up, and I've gotten them improv classes. They're all about it, but they're still shy, and I'm like, well, even if it's not what you want to do, like just doing it it's fun to meet that group of people, and you guys are already like kind of nerdy, weird like that in a good way. So like it's just so the way I asked it,
encourage the nerd.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the way I asked it was like, is there drama in school? And one of them goes, oh yeah, people have sex in the bathrooms. And I go, I meant like Shakespeare or like Noel Cat. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, no.
That's the drama. Like yeah. So to be affected by the stuff that doesn't matter, I guess, so that you have like just you're going in. Yeah, you take that off the table as far as like a concern. Like, man, you probably just get to. It's probably more fun, but then on the flip side, maybe there are people that get then more pent up because they're like, I don't know. But I don't know. Then there's the all boys school, right? There's ways to still be around. The
you mean like
sex.
Sexually pent up?
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. But then there's the girls' bathroom for that.
Yeah, and like that's where you get good at like, fucking. Whatever
right.
that little trick was.
For the business gay.
Yeah.
That's business school in all girls Catholic high school.
Wow.
The women's bathroom. No, I mean, yeah, we all had our little boyfriends and whatever, and you went to the high school football games and whatever else. So it felt like a normal high school experience.
Yeah.
I just we would go on we'd have a retreat every year. We'd go to a mount. And we,
Mountain?
A mountain, yeah. Oh. And it was like every year you added a night that you would stay. And
wow.
I don't know any other experience than that, but I feel I'm still so close with my high school friends.
Me too.
Really?
I just went to Houston to go to the national championship game with my best friend from, 6th grade was best man at my wedding. I mean, I've got probably, more and more now, and I'm sure you have this too, people come out of the woodworks from school to come see shows or support podcast, whatever, any stuff you're doing, commenting or just a random message of this and that. My 8th grade math teacher is going to come see my show in Renton, Washington in February. And so when she's been in LA, I make myself pretty available to be like, oh, hit me up if you whatever. And some people do and some people don't. Sometimes they just send a message, but probably 10 guys from high school, middle school that I still like heavy connection to. Mm-hmm. And they always tell me that their friends from college and stuff are always like, I'm surprised I don't have any.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I was in Florida with a bunch of comics this weekend, and they were like, I don't talk to anybody from high school. And I'm like, that's so crazy. I feel like that's like my foundation of people I grew up with. I feel like those are the people that get you or you could relate to more than anybody.
Yeah. I guess it's just case by case, right? Like maybe you didn't have people that or you did and then they so grew apart or don't want to stay connected, right? There's that too.
But I guess I left for college. So those are the only people that know my psycho family and understand all the psychoness.
Everyone's got a my mom just said this. My mom and stepdad were just here for a week and they just left today and she was like, everyone's got their own flavor of bullshit. Yeah. Like just, no one has a even the families I knew growing up that were like, wow, dude, 4 kids, perfect marriage. They split my senior year of high school, and the kids got a little oops-a-daisy action going on. It's like there's just nobody, because it's just the family dynamic, people being people. There's just no way, no one's immune from like, but I don't know, maybe maybe Tom Brady and his family, maybe they're
Are you
perfect.
kidding me? No.
Yeah, he kisses his kid on the mouth. Yeah.
No way. I think the families that are like
Have it going on.
the stiffer the smile, the louder the fights are behind closed doors.
Wow.
For
You think Giselle and Tom Brady have gotten heated?
Absolutely. 100%. Because, okay, I can think of friends right now who I know have tumultuous relationships. I mean, all out, drag out fights. I've watched it.
Damn.
And then I know them on whatever their social media and ever they present themselves, and it is opposite. I think the stiffer you and more perfect you are front facing, the more insane it is in the back. Oh, and I also think I think there's so much bullshit, and I think most relationships, I'm gonna get in trouble saying this, I think there's a expiration date.
Wow.
On most romantic relationships. I think there's chapters of your life because there's chapters of who you are.
Yeah.
And this person is great for your 20s and 30s, and then you guys change, and then you find somebody else that's great for your midlife.
Sure.
And I think that that's okay to accept that.
Oh, my wife and I already talked about when we're 80, or when I'm 80 first, I'm moving on. Like, I want to find another.
You're moving on.
Yeah.
What if she wants to move on sooner?
No, she's trapped. But yeah, so she probably will.
You're like, I'm going to find a 42-year-old. Sorry, babe.
I mean, Betty White said she was banging and slanging until she was at the end. I think she was over 100, and she said some comment on some late night show about, isn't that wild? Can you imagine being 100 and still, I don't know, even wanting to or looking at the body, but I guess you just like take someone to know, like you look at yourself first so that you're not so shocked by what you're looking at or tasting. I don't know.
Even know if it's looks. I mean, I'm thinking safety.
It's all connection at that point.
No, I mean, I thought she's just like, here's the contract. Here's what I need you to do.
Betty White.
Yeah.
So she has a checklist.
She has a checklist.
Start here, end here.
110%.
Touch this, bite this. Yeah.
Yes, and
I think she hosted that too. Touch this, bite this, which was I think one season, but it was a.
It was called Chew and Chopped. It was a spinoff of Chopped.
God, Sexual Chopped.
Sexual Chopped, where you get like, okay, here's your 3 ingredients.
Yeah. What is the show? What is Sexual Chopped? Do people come out and pitch positions?
Yeah. Yes.
Like new positions or no? Or maybe they just bang and then the judges assess? No,
they go. No, it's positions and
foreplay ideas.
Or
they have to do it on a dummy.
Ideas.
They have to do it on a mannequin or a robot.
Or also, I'm like, or they invent a new toy.
There it is, a new sexual toy.
A new sexual toy.
Here's the Butt Blaster 2000.
How does it apply? Something that goes in your ear and your butt at the same time.
Yep.
Horton,
here's a who. Horton also isn't going to take a poo for quite some time. And sorry for rhyming, but he is plugged up.
I mean,
had that long drive and don't want to listen to the sounds of the wind? Earplugs. Want to mix up your relationship in your 20s? Butt plug. It's both. Hi, sharks. Like, this is Chopped.
It's so good. It's called Chopped, but it's called...
no, you said Chew and Chop.
Chew and Chop. Chew. Yeah. Chopped is not...
fucked? I don't know.
Chopped is too dangerous when you're talking about the sexual toys.
Well, not if you're Lorena Bobbitt. Remember that?
Yeah.
She chopped off John Bobbitt's wiener.
Every year, I get her more and more and more.
Oh, wait a second. Are you telling me that there's a world where Katherine Blanford would consider chopping off a wiener?
That world was created years ago.
Wait, are you about...
Is this Lorena?
Oh, my God. If you're about to tell me right now that you've done it or considered chopping.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been cheated on. Yeah, 110%. Yeah, dog. Are you kidding me?
That's the name of your podcast, Cheaties.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Lace Larrabee. Hilarious podcast. Yeah. Get it wherever you get podcasts.
I never mean to casually throw in my podcast, but
that was a perfect transition. I'm
It
glad I
is,
knew the name of it so I could throw that
thank
plug
you.
in.
Thank
You guys talk about just cheating scenarios? Do people email and call in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have people call in, and then we have a bunch of comics on. But this is my stance has changed.
On cheating.
The reason why I say I think that people have chapters with, as far as relationships go throughout their life, is because we have had 300 episodes of this podcast, and I realize now I'm like, it's just not, monogamy is not okay. Like, priests are all of a sudden into boys because not having sex is like not natural for your body, right? So all of a sudden you start to go insane, and your body's like, we have to have sex, it's in our biology. And so then your animal takes over, and you're like, what's the weakest prey? A little boy that's already in a white robe in your back room. I can understand how that happens inside your brain. I think that also happens, I don't think humans are meant to have monogamous relationships with one person biologically. So I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying I start to understand how sometimes it happens after in the long haul.
Who cheated on you?
A comic, of course.
Fuck.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Good.
I was just saying, I started comedy in Atlanta, and I was talking to somebody recently. I before, like, when we were dating, I was like I was like really attracted to him because he was like the it comic, in Atlanta, and I was like,
Funny's attractive.
Funny's so attractive.
Even if you're still a comedian.
And he wasn't attractive, but he was funny.
So he was batting out of his league.
Oh, come on. Oh my God. I'm going to show you a picture of him afterwards, and no matter how much prep I give you, you're going to be like, you got to be kidding me. And
Isn't that fucking wild?
It's crazy.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh, so yeah, but the whole time we were dating, it was like, I almost hated comedy because I hated when he was in the room, because he'd be like, you're not doing this, this, and this, and he'd be like, I'd book you on this, but I just saw you bombed 3 times, and my self-esteem was so low, and whatever, I caught him cheating on me, and I moved on.
Act?
No, obviously I went through his phone, so so we lived together. He was supposed to pay rent, but he didn't, and at night, we would be on our phones. I would just casually look over and start trying to remember the pattern of his password. And then I had a notebook on my phone where I would type in like potential numeric orders of what his password was. So one day he was sleeping and I wasn't napping. I couldn't nap. So I was like, well, we'll just see if one of these works. So I went through his phone and I almost missed it. It was like a long message with a girl. And then within a long message that she had sent him, it said, I usually don't do this with one night stands.
Oh.
And then I started scrolling back, and I was like, oh.
Gut-wrenching, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, sure. At the time, do I even think about it anymore?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But during our whole relationship, it was very like, I was like, I can't, this isn't for me. He's so much better than me. I can't do this. Like, every time I'd go up, I think it was like, I'm mentoring her, and I'm, whatever. I don't think he meant it to be as.
Yeah, condescending.
Yeah. But once I broke up with him, I was kind of filled with this rage, and then I was like on stage, like I was writing bits about being cheated on, but I was just so fired up. I started to have so much fun on stage talking about it.
Cool.
And then like within the year, I just skyrocketed into this new level, and then like by the next year, I like started putting like clips online.
New level of what? Like you just felt like you just grew as a person and a comedian.
Yeah. Oh.
And by the way, I feel like the two are synonymous, but I feel like you got to grow as a person first, right?
Yeah,
to grow as
very
a comic.
much.
Because then it's like you're just more interesting because you're more interested in talking about you.
Oh yeah, and I believe in myself.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm so stupid. Everything is so stupid.
I'm so sorry you even had to feel that.
No, I'm so glad it happened.
Totally.
Because now, like, I feel, because I know how low I was, and then I leaped to such a new level.
Yes.
Then now I'm like, anytime I feel like that, I'm like, dude, you'll be good.
And that's a healthy perspective to say, like, when people will say that to me sometimes, they're like, oh, sorry about your folks' divorce. And then I'm like, well, no, glass half full. I'm like, well, I got one dope parent, and like my mom crushed it, and I am who I am because of that. So you're probably the same way, right? Where you're like, I don't feel bad that I went through that. And also, time, it's cliche, but time does heal. Mm-hmm. And then, and so, wow. Wait, the password thing is interesting. I remember when my wife and I, when she first started to ask about that, I had nothing to hide, but I was like, it was more of like a privacy thing where I was like, why do we have to? It felt like such a norm for the relationship to like do that, so I was a little reluctant. And then when she was like, all she had to say was like, "Why, really?" And then I was just like, "Yeah, no, actually, yeah, I don't know why." And now, so we both have our shit, and it's such a healthy relief to not actually, if she takes it, because like I remember a relationship in college. It was a short-lived one, but I think we were both probably cheating on each other in college, but it was also a bullshit relationship.
Because you were in college.
Yeah. But I remember
you're
even
a horned up college
yes,
kid.
And even that, like I remember being like, if she like vice versa take the phone, and now it's just nice to not have to worry about that. But the password thing, it's like that does seem, now being on the better side of it, I totally see why that is a red flag.
To hide it?
Yeah, or to not say that couples have to share that, but if somebody asks and then you don't, then it's just like. I didn't realize how ridiculous my reasoning was of like, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to also be an advocate of like, just sneak through the phone every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, wow, really?
Now I'm like, but I'm in this new relationship for 4 years. And now I'm like, dude, I know there's nothing in there. But also, I don't even want to see. Because I used to go through his password, and then I would just see like his friends saying douchebag things about other people, and I'm like, I don't even want that. Yeah, I don't want to hate your friend for something that I.
Wow.
I don't, and I don't want to. I don't want to. So I used to even be like, just sneak through there, just to see.
It's also kind of exciting, right?
It is fun,
it's like flipping through the late night channels, like when you're a kid and you're like, I think that was a boob. I think that was a boob.
Yeah. It's also, I would get pissed when I wouldn't find anything, and then I'd be like, "You're so boring.
Oh my
Why are you so boring?
Yeah, there's no winning.
Why is there nothing in here for me? What's
God.
wrong with you?
Nothing for me." Today's episode of the About Last Night podcast is brought to you by Factor. Now, look, we all love food. Okay, when I was a fat kid, I used to dip Pop-Tarts into Cool Whip, but now I want food sent to me. Well, Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery service takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, the prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Now, look, you don't want that frantic lunch prep, chaos, stress, and rushing dinners. And do the kids like my meatloaf? Who gives a shit? Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Factor now offers loads of snack options like breakfast smoothies, juices, snacks, and more to keep you going no matter what's on the schedule. If you got bowling practice or you got a second family you're trying to keep quiet from your wife, skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor is the cheaper and more delicious way than takeout. You got chef-crafted restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. They're coming right to you, man, ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you to chill out and be you. Look, the Gourmet Plus solution is what you want, okay? You want fast, upscale options done easily. That's what Factor brings, okay? Change your order up every week if you don't like what's coming your way. They got 4 to 18 meals per week, or you can pause and reschedule your deliveries anytime. The stress is gone because there's no prep, no messy meals, okay? You got free time for you. You don't have to waste time in the kitchen deciding what to do and how to do it. Not only does Factor offer fast, simple solutions when you're too busy to cook, they also want you to stay on top of your goals. That's why I love them, okay? They've got all these protein plus and keto options that help me stay on track when I'm trying to, be good about my eating schedule, okay? Factor has everything I need for a week of flavorful, nutritious eats. In addition to the ready-to-eat meals, they have cold-pressed juices. I'm a big juice guy. Smoothie, energy bites, protein. They keep me energized during the day and make me be able to be at my funniest and my best for you guys. So right now, go to factormeals.com/ALN50 and use promo code ALN50 to get 50% off. That's promo code ALN50 at factormeals.com/ALN50 to get 50% off. That's a deal that's too good to be true, but it's coming your way from this smelly Jew. So go to Factor right now and get that deal, okay? I know you want to. Do it. There's the code. All right. Enjoy the episode. Okay, so who made you laugh in Kentucky, and what did you see stand-up wise or comedy wise that made you go like, Because you are like it. It's who influenced you, I guess, is the question.
That's so funny. I didn't grow up. Did you grow up with stand-up, like watching it?
No, not till Eddie Murphy Delirious was the first stand-up I saw, and that was 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I truly remember if I did see something before that, maybe some Sinbad tapes with my dad when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that probably was the first stand-up. But I don't remember that I was like, whoa, what's that? And then Eddie Murphy Delirious was one where I watched and was actually impacted by it. But I don't remember ever like seeing them watching it. Mm-hmm. Because some people had the parents that were like, come in the room and watch this, and the records and all that, and the Cosby record. No, none of that.
I'm jealous of those kids, and I'm not, because I didn't grow up in a comedy influenced household at all. I watched Eddie Murphy. That was one of my first specials I ever watched too. I was in college. It was Halloween. I was sick as shit, so I stayed home and I was on NyQuil watching it, like dying laughing and being like, "Is there more of this?"
Wow, through the NyQuil high, you were getting off on it.
I was obsessed with it. But I was. Did you do theater?
Oh, yeah.
Did you drama? Okay.
From 5th grade through high school and then college, yeah.
See, I never did it, and it was so funny. I always wanted to like try acting, but I was too embarrassed to ask my family because I feel like they'd
judge you.
Yeah, they'd make fun of. I mean, I was like, dude, it was like when I tell you like the Catholic guilt and shame. It was like you don't do anything embarrassing. I even have bits about it. I ran cross country and I hated it so much that I didn't want to tell them I wanted to quit, so I would fake pass out in races instead of telling them. I just.
Wait, say that again. You didn't want to tell them.
I didn't want to tell my parents I didn't want to run anymore, but I hated running so much that during the races, first I would try to roll my ankle, but it's really hard to.
It's up to fake trip.
It's really
and
hard.
Make it believable.
Yeah. So I was just like, screw it, and I would just, and then I would pass out.
Is there footage of this?
No. Well, so. There is. I still have timesheets
of just all these fake falls.
Dude, wait, can I tell you the lesson I learned though? God, I think it was I did a bit about it at one point. The first time I passed out though, I was like, I hate this sucks, but it was a cross country race, so it was, you go through like woods.
Yeah.
So I faked it in the trail part where there was no like parents watching or coaches. So I first faked it in there, and then it was just like girls running by also racing. So no one stopped. So I'm fake passed out laying there. No one's stopping. So I'm like, how long am I going to do this bit? So then I had to get up. But like it was like I was like, God, I hope no one's still watching. So I had to get up and start running again, and then pass out in a more populated part of the trail. So like somebody's mom would see me.
Oh my God. Oh, that's commitment.
I did that so many times, probably 3 or 4 times.
So you didn't.
Oh, okay.
Some things
so no
you just
comedy.
couldn't do. Yeah.
So yeah, there was no like. I was too embarrassed to tell him I ever wanted to do theater or whatever else, and so I probably. Oh yeah, in high school I started watching. In college I was like they're great, but the very like household names. Like I was obsessed with Aziz. I've Dane Cook. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I remember when I took a comedy class, and they were like, "Here's your influences," and I was like, "I love these guys."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you really dug deep."
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And
but when you're also getting introduced to the art form in the world, you're looking at who are the best doing it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then anyways, I did it in college. I started just in my sorority was doing like. I was doing sketches for Rush.
Cool.
This is the lamest thing I've ever. This is the lamest introduction to comedy ever.
I would do like jokey songs in the fraternity and had to like ask sororities to like do like dance or like not dances but like a night, some sort of social thing. And I would ask them. One time I said the wrong sorority in a different sorority. I said like DG when it was at Kappa, and I had this whole song that they wanted me to play it at each house and ask them just change the name. And so I said the wrong one, and all the girls go, "Get the fuck out!"
Did they get you out?
And yeah, they were like, because they were like, "Boo," because I said the wrong one, and I tried to cover up, and a bunch of the brothers were like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, if they don't want to go with us because of that, we didn't want them to begin with. They're like, "Not true, you fucking idiot! They fucking look at the fucking bitch."
They're the hottest ones.
Yeah.
Those are the rich, sexy ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, so what sketches you would like?
I was Chelsea Handler when she was doing Chelsea Lately.
Yep.
I did a fraternity competition. It was like kind of a pageant thing, and my sorority entered me, and you had to do a talent. So I did like her opening monologue, And so it was in my head. I was like, oh, I should just try stand up. And so I just did it as I took a class in Atlanta, like bucket list thing. And then I became obsessed. Yeah. And then it was like, then I started, and then I remember I would go to open mics and people would be like, oh yeah, my favorite comedian is Pete Holmes. And I'd be like, yeah, I love him too. And then I would just write.
Cool.
And I'd have no idea who any comics are. And I'd like write them down. And then I would go home and watch and just be, I was like, I was watching like Richard Pryor for the first time, like year 2 into comedy.
Wow.
Like I didn't know.
And moved by it?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
What got you so like just interested in the world, and then flip ahead to now 9 years later, like what do you still love about it, or what are you finding that you're like, man, it's just like, is it just the basic being on stage in the rush and connecting with people, or is it the feeling of making people laugh?
What I like is talking about, I kind of like I like doing social commentary in like what I want to talk about and not what I feel like what society wants you to make social commentary about. Like it could be like little shit. I like even just about how you go to like lunch with women, and you know, it's sometimes the conversation is just like everybody's just one-upping each other, and like just talking about those little like nuanced things that and I love if I can make a comment about it and then that connects and they go, bitch, I get you. Yeah. I like that a lot. And then yeah, I guess the rush still, I guess, yeah, it's still fun, but I think it's like, I don't know, I think the like watching people be like I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's my favorite. Is like it's not like the generic stuff though. It's like very specific situations.
Yeah. It's, I mean, getting people you've never met to like, I don't know, just, and not just validate that you're funny or that but just to connect with them through just like, this is some stuff I'm thinking about, and then for them to be all about it. And also it is validating, I guess, that you're like on the right path writing wise, that you're like, okay, cool. I guess what I think is funny or want to talk about is being received.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous?
Yeah. I get nervous when it matters.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? If it's
about the arena shows, when we did a Climate Pledge in Seattle with Bert Kreischer, you were just starting this run of arenas. And we both were kind of like nervous, excited, but not like nervous like you're going to bomb, but just like, whoa, it's different.
Yeah.
10,000 is different than a couple thousand or whatever you've done prior to that.
Yeah. I think, but those are almost like, you can bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but there's 10,000
even if 2,000 don't like you.
There's 8,000 that will.
Yeah.
Those are so fun. I think I definitely do get nervous for those, but I think I get more nervous, you know, freaking in the belly room in front of 40 people when there's one person watching you and stuff rides on it.
Right.
Which kind of sucks. That's the part I hate about it.
It's the good and the bad of being out here for stand-up too, where it's like somebody that could be like, oh, somebody from Netflix is here, or Brian McKnight's in the back, and you're like, fuck, I want him to think I'm funny, you know, or whatever. There's just more opportunities. But on the flip side, like, that's awesome because somebody could see you that is a rep that wants to help you do this, or you know, there's just opportunities for good stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was saying, so I was in Atlanta and I just moved here in April.
Yeah.
But before that, I had just started touring for like a year. I'd been touring for a year, and I was really proud of myself for learning how to do it on the road, how to do an hour. I built an hour on the road, and I was like, I mean, obviously, I have a far way to go, but I was super proud of myself for learning the tempo of an hour. And
I'm glad you said that. It's so 20 is different than 30 is different than 45 is different than an hour. I mean, it's just a beginning, middle, and end, and figuring out what your show is too. You're like, I don't want my 20 minutes kill for before somebody, whatever it is, but or on a night of comics. But like, what? How are you starting? How are you finishing? Where are you finding? So I'm glad that you gave yourself a pat on the back for that. Yeah,
but it's funny because then I was like, I went from Atlanta to touring, and I was like, oh, I got this. I'm getting there. Whoa. And then I moved to LA, And all of a sudden it was like the hour, you figured out that tempo, it doesn't equate to the 8, 10, 15-minute showcase sets.
Oh, right.
And all of a sudden, it was like when I got here, it was like a bit of a struggle in the beginning to be like, that's not the same thing anymore.
Right.
And you're with killers, and your story, you can't start out with a 12-minute story anymore, Katherine.
Whoa.
And that's great. That's great on the road. Tulsa likes that. And so that was like my next challenge when I got here. So that was my next like level of getting nervous, was coming out here and trying to stand out on showcases.
What's my killer club set? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good on you for still like taking the chance, because that's easier said than done for so many people that are like either talk themselves out of coming here for that reason, or come here and don't stay very long and make up reasons for why it didn't work, or that they didn't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
And so it is even, I started here, and it's like, I don't think of that as being a big deal, but it's like, because it was just like where it happened. But like anywhere you start and then to move here is daunting because of that reason of like, you just feel, and trying to, then make a name for yourself and just start over more or less, because you're in a new spot. Like anybody that comes here, unless I guess you are like, you're so big in, if Daniel Tosh like moved to LA from somewhere and he was at this point, it's like, I don't think he'd have a problem, but like more often than not, it's not that.
Oh yeah. It's weird. I'm in my 30s and I feel like I'm a pledge again.
Yeah.
But
there's something great about that.
It's so fun though, because I feel it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Every little thing is like, oh yes.
What have been some of the LA highlights so far?
Doing the store and the improv for sure. And I mean it feels.
It's so cool.
I mean, it probably doesn't even faze you anymore.
Oh no.
But it's like, I can't even believe I'm here right now.
Yeah.
If you would have told me this even 3 years ago, I would have been like, shut up, stop mocking me. Like
wow.
it blows my mind. It's so cool and how casual it is, and I'm not cool about it at all. Still.
You shouldn't be.
I mean, yeah. And just getting to watch and hang out with people you've admired for so long.
Yeah, and then eventually become homies with.
Yeah.
What have you done LA wise that you're like, oh, the Southern girl in me is like culture shocked? Like, I don't know, In-N-Out Burger or Disneyland or homeless guy butt fucking a sidewalk or.
I've seen a lot of homeless poops.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's about the size of a poop on a, when you're behind a horse on a trail.
Oh God. Like,
dude,
a lot of guys at once on top of one stack, or no?
Yeah, they do it. They do it to keep warm afterwards.
Jesus Christ, they do. Yeah.
Dude, there's a
poop.
A tent on our street. It's like he's mocking us. On the side of his tent, he has an awning with a TV. It's been a TV with string lights.
I think we were going to say with streaming services. Like,
he might as well. He might.
So he's not homeless, or he is, but he's got a TV.
He's got an outside TV. If he's got an outside TV, he probably has an inside tent TV.
So Sebastian Maniscalco used to do a bit about homeless guys and how like they got like espresso machines and like he was like they
got it figured out.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I think about it,
it is the best place to be homeless, I think.
Yes, I get it.
You're also like Bradley Cooper lives right over there, but also that McDonald's will let me brush my teeth in the sink.
For sure. Yeah. And there's so many friends.
Yeah. I know. Birds or people. There's
yeah.
I definitely have seen sometimes a homeless guy screaming in the bushes, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to assume that guy is homeless. He might be rehearsing for something.
A monologue. Yeah. Dude,
some of the monologues I've heard though, I'm like, that's not Grey's Anatomy.
You
don't even know what time it is.
Yeah.
Stuck on nothing.
Yeah. I'm like, you're going to get that Shameless episode.
You're going to get that
shit. This is an HBO.
It would be great to see. There was that guy who had the golden voice that was plucked. A video went viral of him. He stopped and asked for change, and the guy gave it to him, and he had this magical golden voice. This guy had a big guy teeth, and he ended up getting a Kraft macaroni and cheese like campaign. And then I think he blew his money and like tried to fight somebody or kill some, or he blew somebody. I don't know. Something happened and he lost. He was back to being on the streets. But for a minute, it was a 15 minutes of fame and feel-good story that Good Morning, everybody was covering it. That the man with the golden voice is a real story.
Who represents them? And how afraid are you?
Who reps homeless guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably WME. I don't know. By the way, please sign me. No, don't.
Do they have like? Is it? They're like, this is a 45-day contract.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
are you nervous?
Yeah.
Do they have a rep that's like he's our homeless guy rep? He does
great
all
question.
our homeless.
Like they have
guys.
like the people that do print and voiceover and on air models. First agency I ever went to, they had a hand model department. It was Alvarado Ray Agency, and they thought I was tan. Maybe I thought that I was Cuban or something, or some Latino. I was some version of something they connected with. And they had a hand model department. And yeah, the way you're looking at my hands now is very appropriate. I've jammed them all from basketball. Like I've got I bite my fingernails, nervous habits.
No, they're good. Those are still very
they're
good
okay.
hands.
I mean, they're man hands, but like.
I come from a laborsome family.
Yeah.
My
hands have seen some shit and played some sports.
Those are a young grandmother's hands.
Yeah, they're not like I don't think a girl would go like, oof, I actually fingers off the table. But I don't think somebody would be like, model these for a JCPenney catalog. So I walk in.
Sears. I would do Sears.
Sears is, yeah. Sears, I think, will take more beat up knuckles.
Yeah.
So I walk in and he goes, hey, let's go to the hand model thing. I go, I really don't. And then my hands were in the current state they were 15, 16 years ago. And he goes, no, come on, I'm a guy. And the guy's on the phone. And I go, I really don't think it's going to be a part of what we do together business-wise. And he's like, come on, I thought you were gay for business. I was like, that's not my slogan. It's actually a friend of mine I haven't met yet slogan. And he's like, all right, come on in. And I take him down, and he just grabs my hand and slides it to the guy who's on the phone, and he literally goes like this. Yeah. Here, slide your hand across like it's mine.
Mine are so ugly. This is my most vulnerable moment.
Look at me, and I just went, and I pull, and I just go. I didn't even say like, thanks so much or whatever. Yeah, and so I pull my hand back, and I go to the agent. I go, dude, I told you I didn't want to do that, and now I don't even know if I want to sign with you guys.
So funny.
But I definitely will because I have no other options. But yeah, that was such. I'll never forget that.
He goes, let me take you into our ear department.
Yeah, our ear. Yeah, we have an ear, nose, and throat department. What does your left big toe look like?
Let's see those tonsils.
Oh, a tonsil. Yeah, but then there was But then that is a world that
nuts.
people probably, cash in on.
That is psycho
Being
stuff.
a hand model, I mean, there's got to be like an Adam's Apple modeling agency or a butt. There's got to be butt doubles. For sure, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like if a actor or whatever doesn't want to show some kind of nudity or part, they have like models and they have their parts lined up and then they just try and match the closest. Like that's Natalie Portman's shoulders and tits. Let's get them in here.
Natalie Portman's great band name, by the way.
Natalie
Portman's Shoulders and Tits. It's a little long, but
it's good.
I'd go see them if they were at the Roxy.
Here we are, Natalie Portman's Shoulders and Tits.
Yeah, it's a little long. Maybe Portman's Tits.
And they come out with a harp first.
They have to. Mm-hmm. And everyone's dressed like a Black Swan character.
Yes.
What were the jobs you had before comedy?
Old Navy. Oh, dude.
We talked about this in Seattle, I think.
Yeah, and then I was a venue management. So
cool.
I did not at all.
Okay. We'll edit this out.
No, it was did I tell you I had gun license?
Yeah, no. In Kentucky?
Did I tell you? Was this the one we talked about? My venue management job?
No.
Which one did we talk about?
Old Navy.
We talked about Old Navy?
I think.
Oh.
It sounds familiar.
Old Navy was Old Navy, but my major in college was sport and entertainment management. We literally studied touring, like arenas and stadiums touring. Wow. And so it was so cool to do arenas and watch. I mean, I studied.
Watch them move and shake and put the stage together.
Yeah, like I was like with all IATSE guys. I was with all the riggers in college.
Can't say that anymore, but sorry. Keep going. Yeah.
Dude, can you say?
Yeah.
Can you say?
What? Yes.
You can say wigger?
Oh, I think so.
I said it on stage in New York, and as soon as I said it, I was like, "This is it. I'm done." There was I call a guy a Banana Republic wigger because he had on like a tan pea coat, but then a wife beater underneath of it.
Yeah. So this is, by the way, white guy that acts black, right? Is that what?
Yeah, but I don't. Can you say that?
Greg, I don't know, but I didn't feel weird when you said it because I know people. I grew up around that term, right?
It
was white guys that were just super hard. I mean, like Donnie Thompson, Todd Giese, Mark Pantoliano. These are guys that
their moms called them that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you're fine. There's a Ryan Stout joke that's great where he goes, I don't even like saying the word vinegar.
Yeah, it makes you very nervous now to say anything.
Yeah, it's a great joke.
Yeah, that's so good. Anyways, so I studied touring and stuff, so it's insane to be in the business now.
Yes.
Of like actually touring, not that I'm at the level that I studied at.
Yeah.
But like knowing like we literally like we were feeders into Live Nation and AEG and Feld, and we studied like Disney on Ice and Cirque du Soleil.
Wow.
And all of it. So and to tell me then, like I was on the very much back end of it, but I was like the time like we worked for the company, we staffed the ushers and the ticket takers and the security guards. And so, and I was on the security side most of all, and I know how unsafe everyone is at any event, in any arena or stadium, at least maybe in Orlando.
So,
and it wasn't even that the company was bad. I mean, it's just the employees that work at these buildings they're hourly employees, and the newest or your least talented staff are the wanderers and the people working the door at the front. So anything is getting through.
Wow.
If you really want it to.
Wow.
Hate to tell you.
Scary.
It's great. I mean, it was when I was doing it almost 10 years ago. And I mean, I was a 22-year-old kid, and they put me in like assistant half in charge of like watching people.
Isn't that bonk? I do see that. I mean, it's sometimes you'll see like a 96-year-old man that's like not head of security, but like he's tearing he's doing something where you're like, dude, there's no way he's stopping anything.
Right. He's like putting the bags through, and it's beeping, and he's like, come on through.
It's probably just a big wallet. You're like, dude, it's not.
That's probably just a purse shaped like a Glock.
Yeah, oh my God.
Dude.
You hold your mints in that firearm?
Yeah. My mom had one just like it. Yeah. So, and then I worked for the Olympics in London with the same, like an internship with the same company. So, it's like, oh, and I remember when I quit the job, I was in Atlanta, and I was like working for a smaller venue there, and I started comedy, and like my mom had died like a year before, and I started comedy, and I felt like I was like in a what's the song? It's like, feel the rain on your skin. Oh my God. No one else can.
Yeah.
What's that song?
This is Natasha Bedingfield.
Yes,
I think.
yes. And I'm like in this era where I'm like, live life.
Oh my God.
Whatever. Like I'm living my dream. And so I was working this small venue. I started comedy, and I get a call from the company. They offer me Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and they're like, we need you down there in 2 weeks. Because Jay-Z and Beyonce are coming for their first On the Run tour.
Whoa.
And I call him back. I have like 48 hours to think about this. And I call him back. I mean, the song might as well have been playing behind me. And I was like,
you heard it.
I know. I was like, I'm not taking the job. And also, I quit. I'm like, I'm going to be a comedian.
Did you start singing that? Feel the rain on your skin. You're like, all right. Yeah.
Dude, it was probably like, hey, good luck, you dumbass.
It already hung up.
Yeah.
That felt so good, though, right? Wait, so your mom
and then
passed.
I nannied for
nannied.
8 years.
When did your mom pass? I'm sorry.
I was 22, and I started comedy like a year after it.
Because of that? Like, did you tell? Like you said, she had the best laugh.
Yeah.
You guys were, I'm assuming, homies.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We were really close. And I think it was like your mom passing, you're a young 20-year-old. So I think I very much had in the back of my head, like, well, do what you want. Screw it.
Totally.
Because shit could go really bad. So I think that's when I quit and just kept doing comedy and like started nannying while I figured stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, you figure stuff out for 8.5 years.
Yes, you do. Hey, shit takes time.
Yeah.
You were a good nanny, I bet.
The worst, but also the best.
Because kids loved you. Parents were like, you can't smoke pot with our kids.
Yes, very much that thing. But like, they were great. They're awesome parents. They're great parents. But they're very, not rigid, you know, but like the mom is very safety conscious and everything. She still is. And I think
he wears the helmet when he sleeps for his own protection.
Yes. We zip him into bed.
We zip him into bed.
Yeah, like that, not that far, but kind of that.
Kid sleeps in a sleeping bag on the second floor.
Yes.
You mean the attic? It's still a room.
She goes, well, we have cameras on them.
Yeah.
So they needed old Kiki.
Yeah.
To be like, let's just run in the street one time, kind of thing.
Cool. So they almost wanted that. They like knew because the kids were also high strung a little bit, or what?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're gonna be like senators and they're gonna change the world, but. I think they're going to be a senator, but, when they do that fun interview, like, that's a fun senator.
Yeah.
that's going to be the Kiki influence.
Not Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Sorry about that guy.
Yeah, they're going to have...
Kentucky claims Mitch hard, don't they?
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I have no idea. I don't know who my parents voted for.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got to South Carolina that I was like, oh, people care about this stuff.
Yeah.
Louisville was very it's southern Midwest. I don't know. It wasn't maybe it was like the political climate got a little bit more tense when I got to college.
Yeah.
In 2010 when I started to realize like, oh, there's some divide. Yeah. But I didn't really notice it until college.
I don't think a lot of us noticed it until the last handful of years of like true just the way people, I mean, you see it on Facebook, but Facebook used to be like a place where it was like, I don't know, it was recipes and whatever. Then it was just all of a sudden like political warfare. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't get on Facebook.
You don't?
No.
I mean, to post stuff.
I post stuff and then I wait, do you get on Facebook?
Very seldomly, but I have things are linked, so if it posts on the gram, it goes there.
Yeah.
But then I do have a lot of like things that I'm like, oh, I know if I'm doing a hometown show in Seattle, like I'll probably get more traction from posting stuff about it there than on Instagram.
I do that, and it's the only time I get on Facebook.
Yeah.
I go, hi guys, every 3 years.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Are there people out of the woodworks from back then? They're like, I always knew you were gonna be funny. You're just the way you would even throw that dodgeball in PE. I was like, you'd always say something under your breath, and I couldn't hear it, but everyone was smiling.
I get a lot of those, but I feel like it's a lot of like my brothers and friends being like, Blanford's little sister. It's so much of that. It's more of that.
Oh my God.
Because
your brothers are all older.
Well, I have a brother that's 2 years older,
Gotcha.
and then I have a brother that's 5 years younger,
Okay.
and he thinks it's kind of cool because he's like, my friends are texting me about you, and you're like, I didn't realize that was your sister.
Cool.
Like, But my older brother, very much, I get like my friends have married, his friends, and they're like, Blanford. So you like it's that. You ever get this? So you think you're funny?
Oh God. Yeah.
And you're like, and then all of a sudden you turn back into like a high school nerd.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I am.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm really cool
Yeah.
now.
It's finding that balance of being like, look, I know what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You're actually like deflecting because you're not.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do
And
right
you
now,
hate your life.
Cameron, but it doesn't seem like it's going according to plan.
Right.
And whether mine is or not, I enjoy that I'm trying.
Yeah.
So maybe take a step back, look at the man in the mirror, and try to make that change. Shimon.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
I'm still so weak. When I go home,
Sure.
I'm like, I go to the bar and I'm like, God, shut up, Nick. You're not, you suck too, dude. And I get so flustered.
I too have met Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
I prove it. Yeah. I know. You just want to
call him right now.
Yeah. You want to, and you need a little of that humbling, I guess, from the people that don't. But a nice balance of them to be like, fucking cool. I saw whatever and blah, blah, that was cool. Or, like those arena shows with Bert, like Bert, that's a fucking big deal. But then just be normal. But to really go hard in the paint and like try to pull the rug out from under, being like, oh wow, okay, let me know when you're on Netflix, and then I'll be like, you're legit.
Right. And I'm
all right, well, what's the point of this hazing?
Right. And I'm like, you're working for your dad's insurance
Totally.
agency?
Let me know when you're working for your uncle's agency.
Yeah. You're on your own agency.
Yeah, your own
buddy.
maybe. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, so.
They'll never not be that.
And I kind of like it. Because I'm like, it's just like I'm like, oh, freaking, I'll prove to you.
Yeah. It's an extra thing to light the fire.
Yeah.
Old Navy, before we wrap this up, and we have a fun thing to wrap up on. Old Navy, give me just a fun Old Navy story that I don't know, man, that tugged at the heartstrings, or like a customer that came in and was like, you helped me find the perfect white hoodie.
Oh, no. Did you ever work retail in one of those?
Albertsons grocery store for 4 years. And then restaurant, retail. I don't think so.
I used to have a joke about it. I don't remember how it went, but the thing that they pushed their employees always was to push the credit card. And
why?
I don't know. I think it was just the company that was their major thing. They would get points or I don't know. So dude, you would have a wire in your ear. This was so effed up.
Yeah.
You would have a wire in your ear, like as
which was always cool.
But you're on checkout, right? And it would be a mom in line with like 4 kids who's clearly struggling. Like, she's counting pennies to open the thing, and your manager would be like, "Don't forget to ask them to open up a credit card. And you're like, it doesn't seem. And they're like, this is the perfect guess.
She's about to ask if she can pay in soup cans.
Right. She's like, she clearly can't say no to anything. She makes bad decisions. Also, they did not care if they got denied. They just wanted you to apply. I think they get points for even applying. So they were like, ask anybody, and you would be like, you knew they were going to get declined. But if you asked them if they would open a credit card, that was like points on your, I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what.
And then you got their email, and now you're just in their database.
Yes, dude. But they, oh my God, they were like, I don't care how down and out this person is. I don't care if this is a homeless person in here looking for shelter.
Wow.
Better ask them if they want to open a credit
up.
card. And then the worst thing is when it would get declined, and you'd be like, so. And
you still want those overalls?
You would say it in the same cadence. You'd be like, congratulations, you have been declined. So this is still going to be full price. You didn't get the 15% off. Would you like to do credit or debit? And you would just try and push through it. It was so bad. But dude, that is, I think it's still to this day, all of those companies like rely on people opening up those store credit cards and then forgetting they have it and paying the annual fee.
Keeps you coming back. Yeah.
Yes,
that happened to me once, I think, with a Nordstrom card or a Jamba Juice credit card.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And
then just the I used to have a joke about the concrete floors and like the smell of Old Navy. And I was like, I had a manager and she'd been there since it was New Navy. And what would I say about her? I'd be like, she didn't have any more bones. And and it was like this bit out, she would slither up behind my ear and make sure I'd ask people to open up a credit card.
Oh, God.
I go, she had I said she had a lower back tattoo that said final sale.
So funny. If there was a cologne for Old Navy, what would it be?
Oh shit.
Like mannequin hair.
Like lavender dust.
Yep.
Or
perfect.
some shit.
Yep. Wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Probably better than Abercrombie and Fitch always smelled like some sort of mythical queef. Like it just like a
mythical queef?
Yeah, like a unicorn.
Yes.
Toot or something. It just it was like every time I felt like I'd walk in there, I'd be like it just was like it was made out of stuff that shouldn't be on your body or sprayed because it was like you're just, you know what I'm saying?
Like synthetic wood.
Yeah.
Like
you shouldn't even be breathing it.
Yes, very much.
You ever smell like tar like on the street and you're like,
yeah.
It like had a pungent like where and also they just spray like.
Yeah.
When I worked at Universal Studios, there was an Abercrombie on City Walk, and I'd always walk by to have to go in, and there was always, every morning, 9 a.m., I'm walking to strap up fake claws and fake abs and be fake Wolverine. And you had some shirtless kid named like fucking Bryce, and he was just like, "Sup, dude, morning." And I'm just like, we have different bodies. What's up, man? And he was like, "Yeah, man, we got a sale on are you stoked for the day?" I was like, "Yeah, just going to be pretend to be Wolverine for some heavyset Latina women and Israeli children who have never been to the States."
Dada?
Yeah. And he's like, "We got these new fucking ripped, pre-ripped jeans that are on sale, $180, normally $240. I was like, "Hell yeah, man. You swing by a pair, man. I'm sure I could talk to Chad, get you a little discount deal." And I was like, "No, I'm good, man. I don't wear that stuff anymore." "All right, Fitch is coming back. Later, dude."
Was that an Abercrombie and Fitch model that would sell that?
Yeah, they would sell at City Walk. They would always have a shirtless guy.
Are you serious?
That would be there trying to sell, like, not just trying to lure people into the store, and also I think for anybody that was just like, whoa, like look at like, and he was decked out in Fitch apparel. So,
do you think he was slamming mall? Can you say puss on here?
You can say anything.
Do you think he was slamming mall puss every single night?
Mom puss. He was slamming mussy left and right.
They were like, "Kids, go to the food court. I've got to go. I forgot something." And then they would do mall puss in the fitting room.
Holy shit!
Mall puss.
I'm not gonna put it past this kid. He was an Adonis,
so great.
And he was probably way up. Like when I was working there, it was what, so 2003 to 2011, so 8 years. So he was. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be. They always got him young. There was no 40-year-old shirtless Fitch model.
Yeah,
they were early 20s.
He probably, if he's not dead, he has some kind of cancer from the cologne and also the spray tan.
I don't think those kids were making great choices.
No,
except for getting hired by Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, but there's that documentary that came out.
For real?
Yeah, you haven't watched it?
Oh my God.
Oh, dude.
Text me a link or I'll just look it up.
Yeah, have a blast.
I can't wait. It's probably what, just Sweatshop City?
Oh no, it's about the models.
Oh wow! And what they're doing, like a VH1's, where are they now?
No, how effed up it was.
Oh my God, I can't. And
wait. how it was whatever you see Tyra Banks talking about on America's Next Top Model, like times 10. I can't wait. How they wouldn't hire like black people,
Holy shit.
outright everything. Oh, dude, it's so good.
All right, watching it tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna close this out. KatherineBlanford.com for tour dates. You're all over the country, right? Touring everywhere. Go see her. Fucking hilarious. We're going to close this out with a Inside the Actor Studio 10-question questionnaire from the James Lipton RIP, and get to know Katherine Blanford a little bit better. At Katherine Blanford on all the socials.
Yeah, it's Katherine Blanford, but there's no one else, so you'll find it.
Hell yeah. That makes it easy.
I know. The way I spell it.
Awesome.
Because there's
truly no other
82
Katherine.
letters in my name.
Yeah.
This is the whitest name possible.
You never wanted to go by like Cat Bland.
I wanted to so bad.
But
my parents wouldn't let me, and then by the time
you wanted to change your name.
I wanted to be Kat so bad. But now I'm fine.
Yeah, Katherine's nice. And it flows.
It's Katherine Blanford. It's long.
You can say it with a fun accent like
Katherine
that.
Blanford.
Don't know who that is. All right, number one question. Here we go. I'll be James Lipton. You be Katherine Blanford.
Okay.
I'm here with Katherine Blanford. What is your favorite word?
Tuck.
What is your least favorite word? There's no right or wrong answer.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well played.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
What? Yeah, I know.
Or so.
In life or on stage?
Stage.
Yeah. Just cut the fat on stuff, right?
Yeah.
What turns you on? Sexual or not? Matthew McConaughey said honesty.
Oh, fuck Matthew McConaughey. Complimenting me.
What turns you off?
Talking not about me.
What is your favorite curse word?
Shitfire. Well, shitfire.
Oh, that's Kentucky.
I have it tattooed on my foot.
Nice. You have a lot of tats?
Yeah.
Nice. I want one. Don't know what to get.
You don't have one?
Wife wants to get one together, and we're thinking our dog Pickles, like maybe her face or something.
Yeah. Do an outline of. Does she have cute ears?
Pickles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Outline of the ears.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sound or noise?
Rain. Rain.
Whoa.
Just rain.
Oh, the rain on your skin. You love rain if it's in the flavor of Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah, I want it on my skin.
Yeah, it
rain
does,
on my skin.
It really does feel good.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you hate?
How do I say this politely? My family. My family talking.
Perfect. Oh my God. Yeah, just talking over each other, or just the sound of their actual voices?
Like day 3 of my family talking when I'm with them.
Wow. Did any of them come see you on tour with Bert?
No.
One's
in Alaska.
Gotcha.
One's in Utah.
Gotcha. How was it traveling with Bert, by the way? The best, right?
Yeah. Hey, you haven't. Do you have? Oh, because you came in, dude.
I did one. I'm doing a March run.
Yes, you're having so much fun.
Yeah.
It's.
Was it what I experienced for that day and night? Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, I think that day was jam packed. The other days were a little bit chiller.
Yeah.
But it is very inspiring to watch somebody, go nonstop, and be very polite and cordial to everybody they come across all the times. But also like
burn the candle at both ends.
Burning the candle at both ends, but never in a very chill, gracious way.
Totally. Great way to put it. Yeah, he really is. What profession other than your own? Oh, real quick. And now Pete Carroll's gone. So that,
No, what
do you know
an
that?
experience.
So we got to go to
Yes.
the Seahawks practice. We'll throw up some pictures here with Bert and catch punts and go through the gym and try on helmets. They gave us helmets. They gave Katherine a fucking Seahawks leather bag that she just gifted me, which is now going to be my favorite bag. Like you giving this to me is a very cool, very big deal, and I'm gonna use this all the time.
Thank you. I bought it for free.
And I just traveled with a duffel for the first time to Vegas for a one night thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm going small bag all the time if I can pull it off.
Does it hurt? Doesn't it hurt?
What?
Is it so heavy on your shoulder?
No, look, I always overpack. I want more than just a few things, but that's a great bag.
Yes.
But that day was so cool, and we got to meet and talk to Pete for a while, and now he's gone after 14 seasons. What's crazy to think about is that hang, he was so fun and joking with us, and are you going to come to the show tonight? No, I'm going to the Taylor Swift movie, and then we laughed, and then he was like, I'm kidding, obviously, and then he was so sweet, right? And took a picture, and I remember you looking at me being like, dude, you're like a kid in a candy store. I was like, I was at USC while he was there coaching, and now Seattle for 14 years. Like I feel like very connected to this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of him, and he's just such a great guy. And so meeting him was like as cool as it would be to meet Tom Hanks or who's another favorite actor of mine? I don't know, Vince Vaughn or Jack Nicholson, right? Sam Rockwell. Maybe even Oprah would probably give off a similar vibe. So, yeah.
That would be too daunting.
That would be too daunting. I don't know if I'd want to meet Oprah.
I don't want to at all.
Yeah.
I don't. I'd be like,
too much pressure.
It's way too much pressure. I don't want to know that you're actually human.
Yeah.
I would like to think that no one's ever met you, and you might be a little.
You're a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
So Pete, when we met him, the Seahawks were 6-3 and coasting to the playoffs, and then we missed and then we went 3-7, I think, after that, and missed the playoffs by a game, and now Pete Carroll's gone. What a crazy life. That is wild.
And they seemed so carefree when we were there.
They were. The team was fucking
Yeah.
clicking and ticking. Anyway.
Do you remember, what did you ask him? You were ready to go.
Well, I just had so many questions, and I was trying to let him know that I wanted him to know I was at SC while he was there, and now Seattle, and I think I was asking about the defense and how young, and what do they – and I think one question I thought was okay was is the travel is it fun to be on the road the way it is for us?
Yes, that was such a good question.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, yeah, we really lean into it, and we are so prepared, but it's fun, and that's maybe the best. I was like, is it an opportunity to get to know people and bond like it is for comedians when you're on the road?
Yeah,
right? Because you're out of the distractions, and you're just on the road. It's just a different, you're just in the trenches together.
Yeah.
And I think he responded with a nice response, but
He was cool. We have to mention that DK did ask for my number.
DK Metcalf, star receiver.
And there was no follow-up, so it was more of a...
Abercrombie missed hiring this guy to greet people shirtless because 19 abs.
19 abs.
Probably an additional wiener somewhere just for a rainy day.
They probably had to get it removed.
Yeah.
He probably...
You want to talk about somebody in high school that was hurting people. He strikes me as also someone that was probably celibate for a bit. He's a good Southern boy that's but who knows? He could have just been crushing mall puss.
I don't think somebody like that, there's a way to be celibate. I think
that was a big compliment, though. You guys hit it off. You were making him laugh, and then
again, there was no follow up. It was more, I call it a make a wish ask. He was like, look at this girl. No. I'm gonna ask her.
That's you being self-deprecating, and I'm not gonna stand for it.
It was DJ. I keep calling him DJ. DK.
DJ Tanner.
He can get.
So yeah.
Anyone.
Well, look who he chose that day.
He could get Oprah.
Wow. Oh my God, DK, if you're listening, please bang Oprah and tell us about it.
Two gods.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Dude. Okay,
Has it been like this the whole time?
Can I? No, it looks great.
Okay.
Can I just say really quickly that how much I hate this question when a famous person answers it?
Right.
I remember I was listening to a podcast and it was Will Ferrell and they're like, well, if you weren't doing this, what would you be? And he was like, a mailman. And I was like, if a mailman
was as funny as
was
you.
Listening to that and a hot 90-degree day and delivering and it sucks and you hearing somebody who's very famous and has a very cush life now being like, I think that would be so cute.
Oh shit.
They'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So
mailman.
So yeah. I go a bus driver.
Yeah, cool. Next question. What profession would you not like to do?
Be a nanny.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh God. You were right.
You were right. Catholic guilt.
Yep. About everything.
Gay for business, coming soon to a bookshelf near you. And Katherine Blanford coming to a city near you. The tour is, your flyers are great too.
Thank you.
That matters.
They're
me, it
so
does.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the only way to keep people from unfollowing me. So
yeah.
make sure they're fun.
Yeah, and I don't know. it's part of the aesthetic. Like, oh, what? And then notice what city it is and all that. Yeah. Where are you going coming up that you're pumped about?
Toronto,
Sweet.
Wisconsin, Detroit, and then Royal Oaks. I think right outside Detroit.
Comedy Castle.
Yeah. Doing some North Carolina.
Sweet.
Charlotte.
Great.
And then Greenville, South Carolina.
Where in Wisconsin? Comedy on State?
No, I haven't done it yet. I want to do it so bad.
You'll do it. I did my special there. It's amazing. It's one of the best clubs ever.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
West Bend. Wait,
cool.
is it in Wisconsin?
Oh, I think I know
the
what
Bend
you're
Theater?
Yeah, something like that.
It's
cool.
Random.
This was fun.
Thank you so much for
You're
having
great.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're a great conversationalist. And it was great to learn more about you.
I am.
The family stuff I can't wait to now see on stage and just hear you talk about that.
I hope I'm an inspiration to the most basic of people.
You said some inspiring stuff. I'm glad you opened up on that front.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I think people, look, we're not superheroes, but like it is no joke when people say, obviously we touched on the people that are like, oh, so you're pretty funny or you whatever, like they kind of want to throw shade, but I'm sure we both experienced a handful of people that are like, I don't know, like I got a lot of respect for, and they say it in the appropriate tone instead of like, I can never do, like, it's tough what you guys do, like it's not easy, and you're like, all right, stop trying to like get me to crumble right now, like you want me to be like, I just hopefully someday it worked out, but the people that are like, good for you for fucking like I don't know, going for it,
right? Yeah,
because it's all on you.
It's all on you, and it's constant. It's constant battle.
Yeah.
But
enjoy the highs.
Thank you. I do. God, appreciate
You're a beast. Goodbye.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Toodaloo.